Alright, let's see if it starts streaming. Maybe maybe. Oh, what's, hello? This isn't, yeah. Okay, cool. Alright, so now we're streaming. Hopefully. Says we're streaming, so I'm just gonna assume we are. So, hi, I am Reece Moseley, the director of The Knocking, which released on February 10th, 2019. And now it is June the 12th? 13th now. Well, I mean, it's midnight, but whatever. June 13th, it's a Saturday of 2020, so it's been way more than a year. It's been a year and March, April, May, 4 months. Wow. 4 months, year, 4 months, and 3 days since The Knocking was released. And I think The Knocking behind the scenes / how we did it is well overdue, because we are approaching 1,000 views, which is phenomenal. Like, what? 1,000 views on a short film I made back in, like, freshman year? Yeah, that was freshman year. Can't believe I had to think about that. But that I started in December and it went all the way into February. That's pretty crazy. And I'm doing this, and people are probably like, if you're wondering why this says streamed on June 13th, it's because I'm sort of running out of space on my computer, and because of that, I am streaming this and saving it as a live replay so that I don't have to use up any more space and it can just go to YouTube directly. So that's probably why. There are timestamps in the description once this stream is done that you can go and check out. Coming soon, probably. I don't know. There's timestamps for like each video, each scene, everything that I want to talk about. Don't know how long I'm gonna go because it's already 12:48 and I probably need to go to bed. But don't worry about that. Also, if you've noticed, I am a professional YouTuber, as you can tell by my low-res, very noisy video camera. The only reason that is because I don't have a rig to where I can like set up my camera over there and then hook it up to OBS without like getting like a paid service or something, and I'm not a professional YouTuber. Speaking of not being a professional YouTuber, make sure to like this stream, hit subscribe, turn on that ring the notification bell, and smash like. I already said that. This is why I am not a real YouTuber. I'm just a guy on the internet who makes short films, usually scary ones at that, but I'm working on a comedy. So yeah, that'll be out when it's out. So, in honor of Knocking approaching 1,000 views, 1K, big ol' 1K, I decided that I would do The Knocking Explained. So, without further ado, hopefully, because I tried to do this earlier today, and YouTube shut me down because I had copyrighted material, even though everything is owned by me. The movie, the music, the dialogue, the screen, everything's owned by me, so I don't know why it would say copyright infringement. And even though I did put the music on Spotify, I don't have the little tick mark check to where it should check YouTube. That doesn't mean you should go and take my music and use it, because I'll be watching for you, but it shouldn't be blocking my own video, especially if I'm the creator. So yeah, let's switch it over to the movie. And hopefully, you might hear some clicks because I'm, once again, not a professional YouTuber, so who knows how this is gonna work. Please don't fail. I'm just praying that there's no copyright, even though I own everything. Whatever. HBS Studios, that's me. Oh, funny joke about this. This is completely made up. This logo right here, I just went onto a free logo maker website, put in Mo's House Productions, found a random image of a house. Maybe that's what's copyrighted, is the image of this house. Anyway, this is just because I thought, oh, all professional movie companies don't have just one logo. They have two, or they have like more than two. But they usually have more than just one logo, and I thought, well, what else, what other company is there? And I thought, well, this whole thing is filmed in the Moseley residence, because that's my last name. And I thought, well, if it's in the Mo's house, why not it also be Mo's House Productions? It was sort of a parody of Blumhouse Productions because that is an actual real studio, and they're most notable for their horror films. So I decided to do a parody and do Mo's House, and a little nod to my parents who own this house that let me film the entire thing in this house. And my mom had to deal with not being able to put up her Christmas decorations until the beginning of February. And she was not happy about that because she's like, all right, Christmas is over. I was like, geez, thanks, Mom. But we're fine. We're past that. Also, if you hear like a real rumble coming through the microphone, that's my computer fan, because the CPU is not gonna appreciate this. Now, before we go any further, I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna check and see if I got taken down for copyright infringement. Okay. It says it hasn't. I just had to check to make sure, because right about here is where it decided to say, hey, this looks like copyrighted music. So, we're good. Also, this font, if you haven't noticed, there's text right here that says HBS Studios. Can't read it? Yeah, no, neither can I. To this day, and probably forever, I will regret using this font and this color, because the dark blue, especially with like the skinny... No, it's not good. That doesn't work. I can't read what it says. Even the people at the premiere were kind of like, what does that say? And I'm like, that's HBS Studios. Well, they didn't really say that. They just kept quiet. But like, usually I was like sort of trying to give banter. And like, you can talk over this. It's okay. We can break the tension a little bit, even though this is not that tense. It's just a room full of Christmas stuff. But this will be something that haunts me, is this text, this color, and then these opening titles. Also, watch very closely the camera right here when it says association. Ready? See that little zoom in there? Did you notice how it, like, camera just sort of zoomed in a little bit? Well, funny story is right about around here, my finger, when I was like moving the camera, went over in this, like, in the bottom right or bottom left hand corner. I don't know which corner it really was, but I put my finger on the lens, or it went, and it's not a real camera, it was my phone, but it went over the lens, and I was like, oh crap, that doesn't look good. So you know what I did? I was like, oh, it's only in one corner. Why don't we just, before it happens, zoom up into this corner, let the finger cross, and then come back out nice and slow. And if I point that out to you, watch, ready? Zoom in, and we zoom back out. Plus is, you can't see the finger, but the minus is like, it's just a really awkward zoom, and I'm like, why didn't I just take more time? I'll get to what I was about to say later. I notice I'm talking a lot. Present. I should probably be talking over this because I don't want YouTube to think I'm stealing music, even though this is a Reece Moseley film director. That's me. This is my own music, and... Whoa.
Hurry up, Robert. We're gonna be late.
Okay. Still don't know exactly why I did the Christmas bag jump scare. It got my mom, not when we were making it, but after the fact. Don't know how. It's not that big. It's just bag. And the main reason this bag is here. Also, before we get to that, this is going to be a little all over the place because I don't have a script or anything. And come back to me for a second just to make sure that I haven't gotten copyright infringement. Great. I don't know why. I'm not that big of a YouTuber. I just got over 1,000 views, or almost 1,000 views. It's no big deal. The reason this bag takes up the full screen, originally what I wrote in the script is that it was just supposed to be there as the mom was saying, hurry up, Robert, we're going to be late. Although I don't think his name was Robert in the script. I think we just changed it to Robert because my dad liked Robert. And praise to my parents, because I gave them the script and I gave them their lines 10 minutes before we shot this scene. Let that sink in for a second. My parents, who don't have any acting experience, have never wanted to be actors. Well, I think my dad has, and he did really good. I actually gave him some extra parts later on, but never don't want to be actors. They are not the actors of the family. That's me. I'm the actor. And I gave them their lines 10 minutes before, said, "Here, memorize this real quick. We're filming it today." This was my first big project. Big. But they did the absolute. My father right here, his line of
No shit, Sherlock. We're late every time.
it's so good. Like, well, no shit, we're gonna be late. And it's just like, it's perfect. It's really good. Originally, I think I wrote in that cuss word. I think that's the only cuss word that's in this entire movie. And I think one of the reasons I wrote that in is because, like, oh, I'm gonna put like witty banter and like have some cuss words thrown in there and like I'm old enough to use cuss words, but that's the only cuss word in the entire movie. That's it. That's that one thing. And I think the reason I did that is just so I could get a PG-13 rating if this ever went on to like a real movie theater or something. And I think that was it. I just wanted to be like, ooh, I'm a edgy. I'm on the edgy side because I threw in a cuss word. Ooh. But yeah. The reason this bag covers the entire screen is because if you notice in this shot right here, there's nobody sitting here. Angela's not here. You don't early on you don't really see the father over there, but then once the bag covers, you can kind of see Angela, or her name's actually Alex, get up, is because suddenly there she is, and I is very weird. My humor just doesn't make sense. That's a good freeze frame. My humor is it's it's just when things like when continuity stuff is intentionally bad. Like it's my humor is not like when things are messed up and it's not supposed to happen. Like the Starbucks coffee incident with Game of Thrones. Like that's not my type of humor. That's funny for a different reason. My type of humor is just when things just they don't just like make sense and things just sort of happen. Like I mean, I didn't really give her much time right here, but like you can kind of see Angela getting up right here and then getting in position. But like my idea is like you just see like, oh, there's just a phone there and nobody's there. And then suddenly a bag comes down and there she is. There he is. There's the mom just suddenly putting down the bag. Like what? And unfortunately I have to check my stream again. Shoot. Okay. Everything looks good. Okay. That's a good sign. I think that'll be the last one for a little bit because this is right about where the part that it started saying, hey, copyright, you are taken down for community guidelines. I don't know. So yeah, my humor is just my humor's really weird. My humor's just it's out there. It's like just things that are like that make you look. It's like a visual gag almost. Like nobody there. Present comes down. Present is spooky because when the present went down, there she suddenly is. There's the whole family. The whole family is suddenly alive, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna be late." And I don't know. That's just so funny to me. So yeah. Also praises to my mom and dad for getting the script 5 minutes before the scene and then nailing it. So yeah.
Well, why don't we work on changing that?
I will regret that I didn't record audio separately because that line, why don't we work on changing that, gets a little lost because she's in the room, but we're going to move behind that.
Okay, we'll be back later tonight. You're in charge of Mikey while we're gone, and try to make sure he eats his food and doesn't just throw it on the floor. And if you won't go to sleep, you could always sing him a song.
That won't happen.
Ooh, that cut right there. First off, the reason this line about Mikey is in there is just to introduce that she has a little brother and that she has to care for. I mean, it's just nothing else. Like all the other stuff is just written in there for story stuff.
You're in charge of Mikey while we're gone, and try to make sure he eats.
But this cut right here where she says that won't happen, the thing that I did is I kept the audio from this take that you're looking at right here, and I kept it and I overlaid it over a separate shot where I moved to her diagonal, but the audio continues and she like has like a sigh at the end, but the video doesn't show that because they're two separate things. So, and it just came out with just
Won't go to sleep, you could always sing him a song.
Yeah, that's. I kind of regret that too. But it's fine.
Still
We'll just
wait.
continue
When we
again.
get back, you'll never hear the end of it.
Let's go. Come on.
Coming.
Like, every time he's on screen, it's the best thing ever. He is like, he played the part so good. Not just because he's my dad, but he's just like this guy who just wants to go to the party. He's like, he doesn't want to be late, and he's trying to get us to go. So basically, how he is in real life. Because one thing our family's trying. Am I too small? I mean, like, whatever. I don't know why I did that. I just did. The thing that he's a lot like our family. Like, our family we hate being late. That is just something that one of our goals is to never be late. And so I just took that into account, where he just comes in on us being,
Let's go. Come on.
and he's just like, come on, what are you guys doing? And it's just, there it was.
Okay, we should be back before midnight. There's some of those cool chicken fingers
Oh,
we bought at the
yeah,
store.
this was,
You can warm
oh,
that up, or there's like
there we go. I don't know why that took so long, but this was not a one-take wonder. She messed up a little bit. Her idea, what she wanted to do, which I thought was great, she wanted to take a picture of the script and like pretend she was like checking Facebook or messages, but she was really reading her lines. But we ended up that a bad light. Like, she's just like, oh yeah, make sure you do these things, and I'm like, no, that's not what I want. I don't want people to hate this character. I don't want people to like sit in the first 2 minutes of the movie and already hate a character. Like, no, that's not what this film is. So she wanted to take a photo of the script, but we ended up going against it. But she never locked her phone, so there's the camera app just chilling. It's just chilling right there. And I don't know. I couldn't fix it in post because, okay, one thing that I think is crazy, because I use Premiere now, Premiere Pro, because that's just what the standard that film people use, Premiere, After Effects, all the fancy stuff. But this entire movie, oh, I gotta get serious. This entire movie, the Knocking and Interactive Horror Experience, was completely edited in Apple's free software, iMovie. Not as bad as Windows Movie Maker. No. But this entire thing was edited in iMovie. And I'm so astonished by how well it looks. Like now when I'm using Premiere, I'm like, oh, I should have done the knocking with this. So there's so many cool color things I can do, and cuts, and like audio things that I can just throw in there and make them sound crazy, and make this shot look, I mean, like it's pretty blue. Like, this shot is pretty blue. But that's just because all iMovie offered was the temperature slider, where it was more blue or more orange, and I'm like, more orange seems either hotter or a nice calming sensation. But this is a horror movie, and it's winter. It's supposed to be cold, and you're supposed to be on edge. So I just turned the slider towards blue, and it came up with this. And I am so amazed on how, I mean, it doesn't look that good, obviously, but like, when you take into account that all I had was iMovie, and each video is literally a separate iMovie project, because I couldn't do sequences within one project, it had to be separate projects. I couldn't like just do sequence in, sequence out. I don't know, Premiere stuff. But it was so hard because there were literally like 20, 23, I don't know how many videos are separate videos that were all separate iMovie projects, and iMovie projects take up space. Gosh, should probably plug this in. I'm getting a little low. But I'm just so astonished that like it looks the way it looks when you take into account that it was edited in iMovie. Everything was in iMovie. Nothing was not. I tried to do something with like, I don't know what it was. It might have been After Effects. I don't even think I had After Effects at the time. But I tried to do a thing where like the creature would have like blacked out eyes, and it's in the bloopers, and it was horrible. I'm glad I didn't go that route. So pretty much there were no special effects. Everything was in iMovie. And golly, after being introduced to Premiere, I have no idea how I made this in iMovie. I have no clue. I have no clue, because it's good for being iMovie. Like, people can look at this and be like, oh yeah, that's a pretty cool thing. It's like this high school student making a little amateur film, and it's got a choice feature, which is so cool, and that was probably complicated and all that. But then you take into account that it was made with the Apple's free software. Free. As in, anyone who owns an Apple computer, or actually anyone, period, who owns a phone, there's iMovie for iOS. I mean, and you take into that into account, and it's like, that's really good. I sound like an egotistical person, and while yes I am, but like, it's just so crazy to think that this whole thing was in iMovie. Like, that's really crazy. Like, I think every film after this, every single film after this was edited in Premiere. Because 10th grade year, because this was towards the end of, This was towards the end of freshman year. This was in February. Everything else was like, this was like my first big, and it's just crazy. Like, and I mean, after this was the next project that I did was The Hidden, and that one was edited using the Final Cut Pro trial. I mean, I know I say trial, but it's the full thing, but you only get it for 30 days, and I just thought, okay, then I'm not impressed. Sure, it's great that you can like purchase it one time and then have it, but like, Final Cut just wasn't right for me, and I did Hidden with Final Cut, put it up, and it turned out great. It was really cool because I did like I could actually change the aspect ratio. You could do so much with these professional things, and I'm just like, how did I survive with iMovie? How did iMovie produce 1080p with 60 frames per second? How did it do that? I had no idea iMovie could produce 60 frames per second videos. And even HD 60 frames per second. Like, if you look down here in the settings, it said, yeah, look, 1080p 60 frames per second. Okay, I'm gonna shut up. The camera there for script. Okay, moving on. I'll try to be quicker. Again, Dad. That's Dad.
If you feel sick, there's medicine in the basement.
I am a little too good. No. There we go. Okay, that'll be the last time I fooled that. Her phone is not an iPhone, so this was literally a screenshot off of my phone, which was at 1%. So we were going to take a dinner break, which you actually kind of see as taking a dinner break, but so yeah, my phone was actually at 1%. Took a screenshot. There's stuff that I used that I wanted to use for the movie that I actually never did. So yeah, this was just 1%, and then her hitting the power button to turn it off like it was dead. And the only reason I threw that shot in there wasn't in the script, was just so people during the premiere wouldn't be like, just pull out your cell phone, because supposedly your cell phone is dead and she doesn't know how to use a charger. Because, why? Because this is a horror movie. This is just my parents getting in the car, driving to the neighborhood down the street, turning around and coming back. But I didn't show the part of them coming back, obviously, because they were going to the holiday party. And then had to block out her last name because it was on YouTube, and we didn't want to on YouTube. So yeah, and then this theme, I'm so proud of this. Oh, there goes the fan. There goes the fan. The fan's going. I'm so proud of this theme. I'm very proud of this opening credits. Like, I mean, I think the zoom on like the outside shots might not have, because it took out a little bit of the quality, but like the thing I had was in mind. Originally, I was going to stand on the other side as the creature. Like, I was going to be over there just sort of emerging, but I thought, too early, because he hasn't come up to the door yet. So I thought, why not just leave it blank and then slowly zoom in on nothing and make the audience question if they're looking at something. It didn't work out as great as I thought, but it was a good intention in my head. Let me turn this down just a little bit as we go. Yeah. And then this, I tried to frame it like a real movie thing with all these different opening credit stuff. I didn't look at a template chart beforehand. I did for the hidden, but not for this. So it's just a bunch of things that I'm going in for this the theme that I wrote. Still keep saying it. I'm very proud. And if I keep like doing stuff, it's 1:11 in the morning, so I'm kind of tired, but it's okay because this is a movie that I made a long time ago, and it's kind of fun to watch and see everything. Yep. And then we paused there for a second. Add actual dinner. Knocking. Ooh. I love this title. I love the little title because like the letters split. It's iMovie basic title. All of those were just iMovie preset titles. Let's jump back up. But all of those were just iMovie presets. First time we did this, I kept moving and I forgot that she had to get some bread. But it's fine because that didn't make it in the final thing. And I tried to be pretty professional with different angles in it. It was cool. Didn't have multiple cameras, just multiple takes. So you can kind of catch a little glimpse from a smile because she hit the power button, and the TV just because what I had to do is she would hit the power button and then I would hit play on the preset on the pre-recorded video of my grandfather, who we'll get to here in a second, and there was that little smile. Not a sponsor. They are not a sponsor. That was just a commercial. And yes, Weatherhead Bradley. That was not his name in the script. His name was literally just a newscaster. And I said, he actually asked me, what should I be called? And I said, you make it up. This is my grandfather, and he lives in Indiana, which I live in Georgia. So when every Thanksgiving we go up to my grandparents' house up in Indiana to have Thanksgiving. And on that Thanksgiving break, I had already written this first scene that includes his newscast. And I said to him, hey, do you want to like get in some wintry clothes, go outside and record a newscast for me? And he said, sure. What? And we went out. He asked what I wanted his name to be. I said, you make it up. And he went with Weatherhead Bradley, and I think all I did was I held the camera here, and then the script, just his lines right here next to it, and I like tried to make sure that he was kind of looking at the camera, but still looking and being able to read his lines. But he did this so great, so awesome. This was the moment that I said he has to be in all of my movies. Like, you can see in all of my, like, feature movies. Not, like, my short films that I've recently done, but, like, he was in this one. He was in The Hidden. He's making an appearance in my newest film, which is a comedy, which I don't know how I'm going to release that. I'm going to release that on, like, YouTube or something, because it's kind of, like, interactive, but in a different way. Don't know how I'm going to do that, but he's in that one. And just any future project that I do, I always want to include him because he's funny. Like, he's not like an actor. He's just funny. And I mean, not to say he's not an actor in a bad way, but yeah, the snow was just added. It wasn't actually snowing up there. Not like anybody asked, but whatever. First time I did that, misspelled temperatures. My mom caught that. My mom is my spell checker because, as most of my friends know, I'm horrible at spelling. Great at math, bad at spelling. So sort of like a trade-off there. So I have my mom check for spelling. And of course, on the first teaser that went up, the teaser that's on my channel right now, that is literally just this newscast, isn't the first video that went up. It's the second one because I had temperatures misspelled. Interesting fact. Don't know why I threw that in. Because it was spooky, I guess. That was just a, oh no, spinning wheel of death. That knocking sound was just a free one I found online, and I thought, alright, that works. I kind of regret that because the name of the film is literally The Knocking. Like, it all centers around this first knock at the door. And I'm just thinking to myself, really? I just found some royalty-free sound effect and put it in. I didn't, like, set up a camera in here, went in and actually knocked on the door and put that audio over it. Like, what? Because in reality, I just told her, go. What? But it's fine. Even though the movie's called The Knocking, it's going to have a free knock sound effect. But yeah. I mean, it works. She looks, and it's a knock.
Maybe it's Mom and Dad. That storm looked pretty bad. Maybe they had to turn around.
All of her voiceovers, we recorded in my closet right there. Don't know, right there. That door right there. That's a closet. We both hopped in. I mean, there was room. I was sort of over here, and she was sort of over there, and I just like held the phone up to her. Or I don't even think I did a phone. I think I literally just put this computer that I'm streaming from in between us, and I just said, all right, just say these lines really quickly. That took forever because it was just so funny because we were just both just chilling in a closet recording voiceovers, and I'm like, how are we gonna keep a straight face through all this? Like, what? This is so funny. We're sitting in a makeshift recording studio, which is because the closet doesn't give like a bunch of reverb. It's just nice and condensed, and it kind of sounds like it's condensed in her head. But yeah, that was that whole line, and we filmed all of her voice lines throughout the whole thing was in there, except for one, which I don't know if you can tell which one it is, but there is one voice line in this entire movie, in this entire or not that we forgot to record, we had to add because we made a mistake in filming. And that one was recorded in her closet because I just said, hey, movie's going up in about 2 days, but can you record this voice line really quickly? Thank you. And she did it. And it seems sort of natural. We ended up not showing that scene in the premiere, and that scene took us an hour to film, but we're going to move past that and continue on with the movie. So here we come with our first choice. I'm surprised that more people went and opened the door than ignored it. I mean, because this is a horror movie, and like the whole premise that I sort of here, I'll come back to me for a second because I have to check the stream again to make sure everything's okay. Says everything's good, so, but yeah, what am I saying? The whole premise of this movie was whenever we watch horror movies, we're always like, wow, I cannot believe that character just made that choice. That's the stupidest choice ever. Why do characters in horror movies always make stupid choices? And so I sort of went, well, what would you do if you were in that scenario? What choice would you make? And so I went ahead and filmed a horror movie. It was actually, this was based off of Mr. Nightmare's A Knock at the Door story that for some reason that's not there anymore. It was either unlisted or privated or whatever. Still don't know why. I still don't know whatever happened to Mr. Nightmare. I used to watch him. I don't really anymore, but that was a really cool experience because it was like an interactive book. Like he would read off stuff and then like you would just go into the description or use annotations because it's that old. Like this was before end screens when we had like video thumbnails and stuff. But yeah, and I based the whole thing based off of that. Like I didn't copy it straight from it. Jeez, I'm not that bad. But that's sort of what gave me inspiration to this, as well as the Stanley Parable. Yeah, alright, so since most people went for this, and this one has more of the choices. This one actually, if you look at the flowchart, this one has a lot more different ways you can go than this one, even though they both have the same number of endings in each. You can get 3 of the endings from here, and 3 of the endings over here. But we're going to go this past. We're going to open... Also, this shot right here that's happening in the background behind the choices, at the very end I had to cut it off because I literally tripped on the couch. What? Who trips on the couch? Anyway, we're going to move to open the door. Finally, we've gotten past the first video. But the first video is like 6 minutes long, and this one's 2 minutes. So hopefully we can just pile through, go, go, go. Alright, open the door. So, what's gonna happen when you open the door? Also, I got a little bit lazy and I didn't write. I also did all the music, but for this one I thought, there's no, also, Pizza Hut, not a sponsor. I think I just wanted there to be a bunch of sponsored stuff. So, just so I could say, #ad, question mark? I got a little bit lazy and I decided, I'm not gonna write. I'm not gonna write a song for this. I'm just gonna have a deep bass rumble, and then, not proud of that reveal. In my mind, I imagined it to be like, hello? Who is up? Oh, streaks. I wanted it to be more like a boom! And then the camera's over there and looking like, oh wait, there's no one there. But I went a little too slow and it's fine. Oh, there goes my fan. There really goes my fan. Is my volume back up? It is. Okay, so yeah, this one was just silence because horror, stuff. First time we did this, you could see me right there, right in that mirror. So I was panning. I was like, "Oh shoot!" And I was like, "All right, let's try that again." And I just went, "All right, now we go." So I just had to scoot over a little bit and didn't show. And some people actually like went up like, "How did you hide yourself in the mirrors? Like I couldn't see the camera and I couldn't see anybody." Right. I mean, there was no simple editing tricks. She had a really hard time picking up those keys. I was like, take 5 to get it, but yeah. Opened up the thing, oh goodness. Auto exposure or exposure settings, an amateur mistake. You don't mess with exposure settings while you're filming the scene, while you're filming the take, Reese. Like, when she turned on the light. Something just got in my throat. But when she turned on that light, I was like, oh, that's too bright. I should touch on the screen and lower it. And then it went too low, and then I had to slowly bring it back up, and I'm just like, no, that made it in the final film. It's just, it doesn't look good. Just, and then might have been best just to leave it, or just AE lock it. But, those are my footprints, because I wasn't going to make her or anyone get in that cold water when it was winter. But yeah, that's just, I don't know. Try to make it pretty obvious. I mean, besides this much, because it wasn't snowing, but I wanted it to be snowing, like a serious snowstorm, but it just doesn't snow in Georgia that much. This one's almost at 400 views. Wow. That's crazy. Anyway, so I guess I tried to do it because originally it was supposed to be bare footprints in the snow, but we didn't have any snow, so I just decided to have there was a wet spot there from like the rain, and so I just put my feet in there, and I walked up to the door, and then I walked away into the snow that is not there because it's not snowing, but that's okay. And glad she locked the door. Really glad she locked the door. She almost didn't. I'm like, why wouldn't you? I mean, I know it's a horror movie, but whatever.
The backyard.
Backyard. And, oh gosh. Oh boy. That baby sound. Ugh. I'm so embarrassed that I used that baby sound. Oh, it's the worst sound in the world. It's horrible. It's just not good. It's horrible. I hate it. It gut wrenches your soul. I hate it. But I mean, I had to have Mikey start crying because it's a plot development. Yeah, for this, when she's like saying the only other place is backyard, that's obviously a thing. And then right here, instead of having the baby actually cry, I just scream, go! I literally just went, go! To actually like scare her, and like, like that, like that's generally her generally her getting scared, and she's like, oh god, because like she can definitely say this for sure, but I definitely screamed way too loud for that, and we don't. So that's why she acted like Jesus. Like what happened? What'd you do? She actually started laughing at the end. That's why I had to cut it off real quick. But we don't have a baby intercom because we don't have a real baby. There's that drop-in feature with the Amazon Alexa where it acts like an intercom, and when you do that, there's like a green circle that just orbits like to show that you're talking in another room. So we just said, because we have one here and then one in the den, and so we just said drop in on the den, and then we just filmed it like that was the intercom, and that's what the baby was going through. God, that baby. I'm gonna have to mute this for a second. And then the choice music, obviously, in the background is just filler stuff. It's actually the theme chord progression, just in like slow rising strings. That's all the choice music is. And then this is the one. Okay, God, I'm just like spouting out words all over the place. I don't know why, but then YouTube said, "Oh, copyright violation." So yeah, this was the one and only part where you had 3 choices, which I'm like, cool. This one is just sort of thrown into if you really want to make horrible choices throughout this movie, you go this route. This one is like, check on the poor child, and then this one obviously is like, this seems like this would kill you, but it actually leads to a good ending? What? So if you haven't seen this movie, go watch it. Get us past 1,000 views. Come on. We can do this. And while you're at it, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And ring the bell and like the video and comment and stuff. I don't know. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm a guy who makes short films. So, me being a guy who makes short films, I'm going to watch some TV. If it loads. Because this is, by far, my favorite scene in the entire choices. Out of all the videos, this is absolutely, my God, my favorite. This is oh. For all the things, yep, you can tell it's bedtime. What? Oh, and I don't know if you just saw it right there, but there was another little exposure issue. It's a little dark. Yeah, there's another exposure thing. And then right here, it's dark, 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 dark. Oh, it's got a little brighter. Again, don't know why I did that, but also, I did have some music there for a little bit, so let's check. Oh wow, would you look at that? I don't have copyright infringement. Great. That's always a plus. What was I saying? I've totally just lost my train of thought. This is also an issue with streams. I can't edit out parts where I have moments of just complete hysteria, so you actually see me for who I am when I try to think about things. And it can get a little boring. That's why this thing is probably going to be 3 hours long instead of 15. As much crap as I've given this movie so far, and there are moments where it is bad and I would change stuff, I've got to give it some good and give it some credit. But this is such... Also, fun fact, my house is 1 story. It's just 1 story long. There's no upstairs, there's no downstairs, there's a little crawl space, and we should have filmed there because that's a pretty creepy area, but no, it's just 1 singular floor, but I used sound and transition to make it seem like, because what this is supposed to signify that we're going to the basement. Ready? And along with like the whole string just going, it's like to signify we're going down. Still kind of like that. But yeah, this is a barn that we have out in the backyard. This is not, we don't have a basement, and the stairs just go up to a 2nd level of the barn. So this is not an actual basement. We don't have a basement or a 2nd floor, it's just 1 floor. And then this was obviously creating tension. I will admit I went a little overboard with the piano. For being honest, I went a little overboard with the piano, but yeah, for this I literally just said go. And then Alex, who plays Angela, was just on the other side and slowly turned it and then opened it up. And then we're back up. And now we're supposedly on the second floor or the first floor. It never was really clear. And first time we filmed this, I forgot that I was supposed to say go for when, because I needed to have her all the way in frame and then she was supposed to go. But I forgot to do that. So the first time we did that, we filmed, we came up, and then she stopped, and then she just stood there. And I said, oh shoot, sorry. And she was like, come on, you leave me hanging. But I remembered it this time, and so she was full the way in frame, and then she left. And then originally, during this little part right here where she's going to her room, there was no music. But as you hear, subtly, there's just a little piano like to transition into the next song, because there was the transition to the basement and there was like a pause as they're getting into her room, and then there's that whole string sequence of pure tension as the creature has already come into the house. And I was watching this for the first time before I was about to upload, and I'm like, this silence feels weird. Not like it's giving tension, it just doesn't feel right. So I decided to just keep it in. So I just went on the A note, and I boom, 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 and it was kind of groovy. And you can hear a little nuances there. This has only got 72 views. Shows that people are smart. Wait. It's pretty late. So I gotta be sure not to wake up my parents. But yeah, this was kind of awkward because I told her to just get into bed and like just go to sleep, and we were gonna hold for like 30 seconds as like the strings would come in, and I would like bring tensions like this. This is a light up here. This is wait, let me move me over. So this right here, this is a nightlight that we put out on like the outer hallway because it gets a little dark. If we're being completely honest, it gets a little dark out there. So it has like a little flashlight feature, and we just put it up on this door frame because there's a closet right here. We just put it up on the door frame, and I don't think this was at night. We took a blanket and duct tape, and we put it up against the blinds. We just slapped that thing right over the blinds. We didn't close the blinds. No, we closed the blinds, but we were like, no, that's not enough. We just put a blanket up there. And in one of the takes, you can see in the bloopers, if you go through the blooper reel, it falls. Like during one of our good takes, the tape just decides to quit, and it falls, and it just reveals the light, and it's like, oh, it's still daytime. It's daytime because since this was shot. Well, because it was shot in winter, it got dark a little sooner, but not that soon. Not that soon, especially if it was like, because some of this was filmed like on a school night, and so we couldn't really stay that late. So though it got dark early, we had to leave by like 9:30 or 10, just because our parents wanted us to go to bed soon, which is good for your health. But so we had to, so sometimes I would say, hey, can come up a little bit earlier, we can film something where we can just block out the sun. Like, actually, I skipped over it, so we'll go back really quickly. You'll notice it's daylight. It's daylight outside. It's not the darkness that we just saw a few minutes ago, and like right here it's dark. Right here you can't see anything. But like, I don't know if you can, not right, wait, there, see? You can see behind her head in those blinds right there is daytime. It's daytime. And, but we knew that wasn't going to cut it for if she was going to bed, so right here we just covered the blinds over here with a blanket, and then we threw in a little moonlight, which is like a crossfade, because she started laughing because she was like, what are we doing? Here, I'll move myself back over. She was like, what are we doing? We're just being quiet. I'm like, don't worry, this will be totally cool in the real movie. And what I did, and this one I didn't like rip off some, and you can tell that we uploaded these a little out of order because this one was uploaded February 2nd, and the real movie came out February 10th. So we were editing as well as filming at the same exact time. But that's fine. Yeah, I just slowly got darker. That door creak sound, I actually went in to... No, I didn't. Because this is the guest room. This is the guest room, and this is my room that we're in. The guest room is right back here, behind this wall. And that door wasn't as creaky as my door, so I literally just held a camera up right here and went to my door and just opened it closely, and then I merged the audio with the video, and it sounds like guys coming in. Some people actually didn't notice that, but it's there. That's the creature coming into the office. And then this sound effect gets my mom all the time, and it's pretty, because it's pretty loud and just out of nowhere. But that I just looked up generator fail sound effect, because I'm like, yes, she lives in an industrial plant that works off of a huge, massive generator that makes a sound whenever it goes down. Of course she would live there. But I guess there was really no other way to signify that the power went out other than turning off lights. But in this shot, the light's already off. In a different shot, there's a candle, and it's only a candle, open flame next to a little child. Again, best person in the world. So I just got a random generator sound effect to signify that the power went dead. Because, again, plot development. And what I sort of noticed or learned is that if you're writing an interactive story, okay, you're writing an interactive story where the branches all relate to actually one central story, like the interactive film A Heist with Markiplier, or A Date with Markiplier. Heist is the most recent one, which is like big budget, great, loved it. Actually inspired me to do my next project that I'm doing. But if you haven't seen that one, it's just a guy on YouTube named Markiplier who does Let's Play gameplay videos for a living, and he also is a pretty good actor, pretty good improv actor, comedy. And his interactive film, A Heist with Markiplier, the separate branches would lead to totally different locations, totally different outcomes, different things happening if you go this way versus this way, to where they sort of relate to one another, but like going this way leads to a completely, and I mean completely separate ending that's no way related to if you went this way. So that's one type of interactive fiction. The one I'm writing right here, the one that I sort of made, is like, there are certain events that are going to happen no matter what. By like your third or fourth choice in, power is going to be dead. Power is going to go out. Because if you were doing this normally, no matter what choices you make, because I wanted to make it seem as real as possible, like almost like there was a real home invader who also happened to be a demon. But no matter what choices you would make, by a certain time in the night, the power would always go out, unless you died before that. But the power would always go out, your neighbor would always see the strange man, but would only call if you opened the door, and there would just be these things that were controlled variables that would always happen. So if you're writing interactive fiction where it's a linear story, and the different choices lead to whether you'll get a good outcome or a bad outcome, but not like this ending versus this totally separate ending, you gotta have moments to where if you choose the right path and there's an explosion in the distance, you also got to put it in the left path. It doesn't have to directly affect either choice, but if you have an explosion in one thing that happens immediately after this choice, it also has to happen if you go the other way, because it's just logic. I know, I just went off for a little bit, but like the power generator, power's always going to go out no matter what. No matter what choices you do, power's always going to go dead. And of course, that's an advantage for the creature, who has night vision and is a demon. Now this next one, that one's real. That's just to signify, we just took the light. I don't think we could reach the plug, and apparently it was easier to take the light bulb out, so we did that. And the cough is to signify that she wants some water. And most people didn't see this, but again, this is half humorous and half like creepy because, like I said earlier, my humor is just things that are intentionally there just to not make sense. Like, because in the first video, there was just a scene of the bar, and then a present comes down, and when we move away from the present, there's the whole family. The whole family is just suddenly there because a present went down. Like, that doesn't make sense. That's just funny in my opinion. I don't know why it is, but it sort of is. And this sort of played in here to where, right there, I don't know how to go frame by frame. Nope. Ugh. I'll try to be here. Like, right here, you can see this sort of, like, light. I can't use my finger. Right here, this is a cabinet, obviously, and I have, like, a blue light just sort of shimmering up, and you can see that there's nothing there. Nothing there, right? My mom was filming this. She went outside, still nothing there over to the side, and now suddenly, this is very hard to catch, but now, that's a knife. That's a hand. This is the creature. He's suddenly standing there. That's half of my humor because he wasn't there and now he suddenly is. But it's also creepy because that means he came in the room, hid behind, and when she see this on like the premiere and when they actually watched the movie, because I don't think there's actually any comments. No, there's no comments. So I really don't know what people saw, but like, I feel like, because some of the other comments is like, ooh, this was really creepy when you did this. But, like, there's nothing that mentions, out of the 72 people that watched this, there was nothing mentioning that this guy was like, how did he suddenly just get there? And like, or like, ooh, that's so creepy that there's suddenly a guy there with a knife. Or even something like, hey, at the 3:01 minute mark, what's this weird silver thing? What's the deal with that? So yeah, that was just a little bit that some people really didn't notice that I just threw in there. Like, the creature is just wasn't there behind the cabinet. Camera moves a little bit, comes back. Oh, there he is. Half my humor, half creepy. Also, I thought it was really dark. Also, these lighting up here. Oh, wait, you can't see that. This lighting up here. Again, the night light again, just to create some more mood stuff. I just had a bunch of different colored lights. We have actually smart bulbs that like change color, so we could have used. And everything's just soft, dim lighting to let you see things, but also then the moon. More humor, because Angela just came from this side, and we just saw the creature over there. But now suddenly the creature's moving from this side over. Like, what? What? Again, more humor. People actually did see that, and it was also signified because the entire musical track just went to sort of be like, yep, there he is. Yeah, he was there, and then it went back to like, okay, now he's not there, but you know he's there, so now there's a little bit more changing. And then you actually see that her flashlight throughout this whole thing is the nightlight, because there's the nightlight part, and then there's the flashlight part. And we had a real flashlight that was literally hanging on like a door back here, but we never used it. I think it actually appears in one of the shots in this movie, but yeah, what we did here is we stuck, for some reason there's not a feature on the nightlight that lets you turn on the flashlight and the nightlight itself on at the same time, which I didn't like. So she's holding two nightlights. One for this actual flashlight, and one to create this sort of light coming up onto her and creating the weird shadows. So that's another thing that we were like thinking. Now I will admit, this continuity mistake, I don't know if people just didn't see it, or they did see it and they didn't want to be like, oh, that's an error. This continuity mistake was not my humor. My humor is things that are intentionally made to look bad but are a visual gag, or something that's visually okay, like, what makes you question things. My humor is not things that are like, wait, no, that's a mistake. Because this, you'll notice, when she moves her flashlight, she moves it from her left, like if she moves it from her left to her right. She moves from her left to her right, but in the shot of her flashlight, it moves from the right side of the screen to the left side of the screen. That's just an error, me nitpicking, but that's what I do. And then this whole thing, now that we're getting closer, the whole music is starting to rise, and I'm just separating between 2 takes. One of her just coming around and seeing the bodies, and then spoiler warning if you haven't seen this, and also if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's on my YouTube channel. Link is in the description as well as the timestamps for each video that I explain. If you haven't seen it, go see it first. Duh. I switched between 2 shots, one of her just moving and then one of me with the camera with the flashlight without the upward stuff because I didn't want to get it in the camera. So yeah, and then the whole strings are just slowly rising from A minor to B minor because creepiness. And then this wasn't really a full-on jump scare. It was more of a visual jump scare because it's like, wow, there's people here, people at the premiere, and then there's that added high like piercing in your ears as it happens to sort of add to it. It's not like a boom, there's something here. It's just like a, and then like once you realize it, it's like your heart's just like whoa, and at the same time there's that high ringing sound that comes like you just heard a loud noise, but there was no loud noise. It was all in your mind. So like you're like, and then there's the high sound again, and then that's her just like, oh god. Yep. Also, praise to Davis. We'll get to his scene. That one was more of a jump scare, obviously. That little hissing sound was me just going, recording it in post, obviously, and then the other one was just me running around, which is. Keep hearing like somebody walking. I wonder if that's just because it's in this film. But yeah, just me running and then adding the hissing sound. Yeah, it is, because I just heard it again after it. And then the infamous showing of the fireplace, because I think, and then, you know, who died. And then what this is this is a link back to the first video, and this is a link to your first choice, or the previous choice that you just made. Like, I don't know if people really got that, but this was like to start the whole experience over, and this is just to go back 1 choice. So let's go back 1 choice. And let's come back to here. Check on Mikey just leads to the you checking on the child. We're gonna skip through this one because, well, no, let's just go through it. We'll just go through it. We've got time. It's 1:50. Oh well. And then, okay, visual sound. This song, visual. I need to stop that baby. I need to stop that baby. I am not proud of that baby sound, so I'm just gonna mute it. So yeah, I just had that walking sound effect, and then this is literally the next door down. This is literally the room I'm sitting in right now, and that it's just a blanket. It's just a blanket, and she's just like, "Hey, Mikey, it's gonna be okay." And then I just got several different angles of it. Candle on the floor was just one of our smart bulbs with a candle feature, which was so cool. And I don't know why I just didn't have it to be a regular light. There's the... Hold the phone. There's a candle right there. But the light is coming from the... Hold on. Oh. I wonder if that was my subconscious. My subconscious trying to use my humor. That might be my subconscious trying to use my humor. I mean, that is kind of funny though. You gotta admit that's pretty fun. No, wait, you can't see it. That's pretty funny. When there's literally a candle right here, but the light is coming up from the floor. That's an accidental genius right there. Accidental genius. That's me. That's what I'm gonna call it. I'm an accidental genius. This has been going on for 1 hour and 5 minutes. All right, here we go. We're gonna continue. All right, baby stopped. And here comes the noise again because literally, think about it. Last choice. This one was the 3-parter. You could either watch TV, check the backyard, check on Mikey. When we watched TV, power went out. Now ready for this? Wait, no, it doesn't go out in this one. That's a different choice. Alright, I'm gonna have to backpedal. I'm gonna have to backpedal a little bit. The reason the power went out in the Watch TV one is because she went to bed, and later on in the night, that happened. You gotta trust me. You gotta believe me. That's why. Forget I said anything. Power thing hasn't happened yet. Okay, we're gonna move back. But that didn't happen. We're already over an hour into this. I really hope this saves. Oh god, I just have that looming feeling that this is not gonna save. Oh boy. Alright. Alright. Again, sound, and then that's just the second door. Yep, if you notice, she's on the first floor, but then there's a hallway to the... Woo, we're approaching 2 a.m. If we reach 3 a.m., then this whole... If I reach 3 a.m., that's when the stream's gonna crash. I shouldn't say that. I really shouldn't say that. Also, my mom still questions me on this thing, like... And if you feel sick, there's medicine in the basement. Like, who keeps their medicine in the basement? But I'm like, Mom, this is a horror movie. There's always a basement in the horror movie. And since this is a choose your own adventure, they'd have to voluntarily go to the basement. So why not?
My throat is starting to hurt. I hope I don't have the flu. I remember Mom saying something about medicine in the basement. I could go and get some.
So, oh yeah, also, not nighttime anymore. And the funny thing about this, again, massive spoilers, if you haven't seen this movie yet, go to the link in the description. Oh. What did I do? What did I cut? There we go. Funny thing is, this one right here, it's not the same exact video, obviously, because the choice thing right here has to be different, and her voice line is different, but that's literally it. Like, the first one was like, Mikey, you'll calm down in a minute or so, I should be fine, but this one says,
I'll be okay. I'm heading off to bed shortly anyway, so I should be fine.
and then it's the same exact montage we just watched, with the ignore it. It's just the voice line change, and that's it, and the choice this thing right here. So if we look for medicine, but the funny thing is both of these choices end up killing you in the end. So that's something. This one has exactly 100 views. 3 people like this. Why did 3 people like going to the basement and looking for medicine just to get killed? And also, yeah, she just went up to the 3rd floor and we acted like she was going to the basement. For this one, for this scene, I'm going a little quickly because I'm obviously starting to get tired. My mom was filming, and once Alex went off screen, my mom literally just went to do some crazy stuff with this door over here. I realized halfway through, or not halfway through, I realized when we were filming this is that I can't do something subtle because the camera can't see. I mean, I thought, why not just cut? But then that ruins the whole point of having my mom just have, like, one shot and then suddenly... Also, how does Angela not hear this? It's a horror movie. But, I just decided to do that to give the impression that, hey, there's something in that door, and it's coming for you. And yeah, also, this scene was hard to set up because of the camera. And then, this was the scene that I prototyped the blacked out eyes. And, I realized that wasn't going to work. Flickering lights, always good, goes through the whole thing, and then realizes that the door is open, and then I just raise the knife up. She screams, and then I just took a random sound of a nice, like, again, for those concerned with safety, this is one take, and then with the audio continuing into the next video, just the audio. In this scene, she's behind me, and I'm just swiping down into air with a sound effect. I'm not a monster. This was not the last take that we did because she was never heard from again. No. She's in this next comedy movie. Or is she? But she's not dead. The last thing that we filmed was... Shoot, what was the last thing we filmed? I don't know, I'll remember here in a minute, but she's alive. This is movie magic. And then the infamous You Died screen. So we're gonna go back to... Back one more. No, actually, wait. Oh, open the door. There we go. Oh, you can tell I'm getting tired, but it's okay, because this is the 1,000th view. Not really. Geez, forgive me. Alright, so now we're actually going to check the backyard. This one I'm actually really, really impressed with. Yeah, impressed with. Middle of day. This scene was filmed in the middle of day. Actually, let's see, do I have my phone? I do. I wonder if I have... I'm actually going to pull up the original shot that we did. Here, let's go to... Come on. Hold on, give me 1 second. Again, you can just skip through all of this because it's not a real stream, obviously. Experiencing interruptions, why? Like, why? Why would you do that? Oh boy, you can tell. You can tell I'm getting tired. But, here it is. Let's see if you can... Yeah, this is professional. This was the thing right here. Oh yeah. Also, friend was over, or friend's mom was over. So she was talking in the background, so I had to remove that. But this is what the shot looked like. There's the sun. It's coming through the trees with some leaves. But then we move over to this right here, and that looks like it's night. I think I added those sound effects. I think I literally went outside and I just added the sound effect of the door closing because why not? And the wind sound, again, royalty-free wind sound. And then this thing, most people don't even really get this. The reason I just panned over to show this door is because to show you that the door is closed. The door is closed when she leaves. And then this whole thing, again, more, playback speed, we'll go a little bit. Oh, actually, wait, no. This is not my humor, but I don't know why the camera is moving back and forth like it's on a boat. I think I had just finished the game Little Nightmares, which was a game that, like, you didn't really realize it was taking place on a boat until towards the end. And, like, throughout the entire game, the camera is just back up, focusing on the protagonist moving. It's like 3D, but it's like a 2D type game. And, like, the whole time, the camera is just, like, moving down here. It comes up, just moves down here, ever slowly. And it's just like, oh, that's just a cool design, but it's because the whole thing is on a boat. And I don't know why, me being the film nerd, I'm like, oh, that's such a cool way to do camera movement. How about I do it wrong, and where I do it really fast, and I do it not on a boat? Because that is humor, and that is logic. Yep. I also think I did that because I wanted it to signify that this was the creature looking at her from afar. But at the same time, can't see the creature. There's a doghouse. But that looks like it's nighttime. I'm very proud of that. Jesus, I am yawning. I am really yawning. Okay. Yep. And then this is just her walking, coming back. She's coming back. And then this is to signal that shot that I did earlier to show that the door was closed. This is to be like, hey, look, there's the door. The door's open. And also, this scene right here, so much chatter. so much chatter in the background, and my friend is still here. The entire duration that we filmed this scene, she's friend is still there. And then here's the scene regular. Oh, here, let me go back. Here, hold on, let me move back some. And then in the final thing, in the final thing, it's just sort of cut out at night. If you notice the clock, I don't know if you can read it. It says 3:05. It said 3:05 p.m. You need to see that again here. Look at the clock, right down in the corner. 3:05. It says 3:05 p.m. And now, if we get a glance at the clock here, it says. Oh, also still daytime outside. All right, can we get a glance? Can we get a glance? Come on. Yes, 5:06. What a two-hour jump. That's fine. That's totally fine. Now this. Okay. This Watch TV is different than the previous Watch TV. And most people did. I don't think they realized that, because this one has 174 views. Now, if we go to this one was posted. The video that we just watched, that was Check the Backyard, was posted January 27th. This one has 98 views. It's about half. I thought it would be less. And then this one was posted February 2nd. I have to keep checking those. No one liked it. Oh, everybody go to this one and like it to make sure that you guys know that you watched this one. And then this one was the second newscast, because this is where the second newscast was. This was sort of. This one was like a heist with Markiplier. There's an ending in there. There's actually, well, two endings. Maybe four altogether, but two main endings that are based off of, like, he went on tour, and there was a joke that was on tour, and they were talking about in a Prop Hut Let's Play, that it was like, it was me the whole time type joke. You can go watch his Prop Hut video and see any videos of this tour to see it for real, but there was a, and then I made this way before a heist with Markiplier, obviously. Same amount of time and effort, well, maybe a little bit less, but one of his endings is basically just an entire "it was me the whole time," and then there's like a separate one, because it involves his three people: Mark, Wade, and Bob. And the one that most people found, Bob was the one who broke you out of prison, and then it turns out it was Wade, and that's just a brief summary. But then there's one where you can, like, choose to, like, there's like something shiny, and then you can say no. And if you go to shiny, there's another choice where you can say, like, oh, never mind, I want to say no. And then that seems like the same ending to the one previously, but it's the roles are switched. So it seems like it's the same ending, it's the same setup, but now Wade breaks you out of jail, then it turns out it's Bob, and then Wade comes behind you, and then the mirror is Bob. So my sort of version is that I named this one Watch TV as well as the other one. The other Watch TV kills you. And if they went to that one first, or they went to that one first, they would have seen, oh, Watch TV, that one's not good, so I'm not going to go for it. But this Watch TV is completely separate, because this one has the hidden newscast, which says, well, the city is wiped out of power. And this was sort of hinting at the power outage that actually happens. And I think this is the only ending that you actually see the power outage actually happen. So, also, great hat and scarf, his idea. Completely his idea. And it worked so well. And all I really did, once again, it wasn't snowing. It wasn't actually snowing. But if you see, I have to lean in because it's small on my screen, but it kind of looks like there's white stuff here and white stuff here, like it was snowing. All I did was turn the whiteness up. Like iMovie has this weird sense of, like, brightness and contrast and stuff, and it was just like one bar. So I just said, all right, let's make the whites whiter. And that was it. And it looked like snow. And obviously I added, like, snow particle here. Obviously I did, but I mean, if you go into it, the snow isn't, like, snow particles aren't, like, actually in the video. It's just a green screen overlay, but it's totally fine. It's kind of quiet. Oh, wait a minute. Do I have... I have English subtitles. Stuttered a little bit, but it's totally fine. Still was awesome. Standard police sound. And then boom, power outage. And I like the little frame. Here, hold on. I like the little frame, how the TV goes white for a second and then everything else shuts off. It gives that whole illusion like there's a power surge and then it's off and you think that's it. But then we come back up. There's the baby sound, but not through the intercom because the power's dead. All I did was layer audio on top of each other. Muffled, because I don't think I remember what I said. And now this was the secret choices here. Get knife and run upstairs is a death. If you haven't seen that, obviously, because it's 57 seconds. But this one, we're gonna run out the side door because we're cowards. Here we go, and then.
I'm sorry, Mikey.
And then, oh, there's that snow effect. What do you say? There's no snow on the ground. Oh, also, this shot right here. Oh wait, this shot right here was shot on a certain day, and then this shot right here, totally separate day. Because look, TV's on. Because my parents are sitting right in there enjoying some TV. And I just said action because all I needed was an outside shot because we had to redo it because first we were going to do it during the daytime, but I didn't want that backyard look again for the running, so we did it at nighttime. And then this is just her running. So that's another cool thing about filming is just, whoa. And also the snow is so smooth. No motion blur. I mean, obviously there's no motion blur, but it's not like because she's running through it. The snow is just layered on top. And then I kind of like the soundtrack though. This song right here is pretty good. I told her to just start running and keep running. This obviously was kind of in the day because you could see the sun ray right there. Then this she was like, oh god. And then this was
Oh, Miss Anderson. Oh, Angela. Oh my god, I was so worried.
Huge thank you to my cousin Madison. Oh boy. She has admitted several times, and we all kind of agree with her, she is not an actor. And that is not an insult in any way. Not everyone's an actor. Not in the slightest. But I just told her, like, I think when we were filming outside scenes when she was running in the daytime, when Angela was running in the daytime, in one of them, I think you could see her in the background with the script going over her lines, because this was my first time I was really directing. Like, because I used to make little films back in my old house with my cousin Davis, and they were literally just 20 minutes of us improvising stuff, making up stuff as we went. And I wasn't really one direction because we used basically this camera, this one right here, not this one precisely, but this type of iMac camera, which is totally high quality, and I am a professional YouTuber. Why is my hair doing that? Yeah, that's better. With this type of quality, and we just made 20-minute films just with this one angle, and I would be like, it was almost like we were performing a live show for a stage, but whenever we messed up, we could just stop the recording and go back. And I would be like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And then Davis would be over here like, oh, blah, 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 blah. And I would go like, blah, blah, blah. And he would go, blah, blah. I would go, blah, blah. And that was pretty much the end. So yeah, that was this was sort of my first time really directing, so I didn't think to give them the script sooner. So once again, and I wasn't really good at I wasn't really good at communicating. Okay, we're gonna move away from the camera because I wasn't really good at communicating. Because when it came to this day and she was here, she admitted that she thought that she was just coming over to rehearse her lines. So she didn't come dressed in any specific way. She just thought that she was coming over to rehearse stuff. And then she got here, and I'm like, all right, we're filming in 10 minutes. And boy, howdy, was she not happy about that. Because first, I didn't tell her that we were filming. And I said, all right, here are your lines. Start memorizing because we film in 10 minutes. And one, she's never acted in her life. So this was her first acting thing. Two, she had to memorize these lines. I mean, most of them were just like stuff like this, like, oh, Angela, oh my God, I was so worried. Just her, oh, I'm so worried. Oh, thank goodness you're okay. God, excuse me. I know I'm tired. It's 2:14. Jesus, it's 2:14. And it was just like that. I mean, even though those lines could just easily be ad-libbed, she was a perfectionist. She just wanted to get her lines absolutely perfect. And I didn't blame her. I was the same way. But first time acting, getting her lines 10 minutes before filming, and this scene came to be. Ton of bloopers. For the time of this scene, there's 10 times more blooper footage than this actual scene, and it was good for her first time. I'll say that. It was actually okay for her first time, but
Miss Anderson, there's someone in my house. I didn't quite catch a glimpse of them, but they didn't sound human. I need you to call the police. I already have, sweetie. Right after I saw that random man enter your backyard.
yeah, that's to signify. I don't think. That's just to show that she's the one who eventually, like, because you open the door, she calls the police because she didn't think you were home. So she wouldn't have called the police unless you were there for, I don't know, because she's a character in a horror movie. Like, what? Oh, down I go. All right, we're doing the rest of it down here now. After watching this, I realized that Mrs. Anderson is a horrible human being. Not that I'm not doing Madison injustice. Just this character, the character right here, Miss Anderson, is a horrible human being because she had just escaped a robber, and
right after I saw that random man enter your backyard.
And then she asked, "Where's your brother?" And then she's like, "Shoot, I had to."
You didn't. I mean,
And she obviously her thing is just like, "Oh my God, you." And she's just like, "Wow, that's bad."
No.
And then,
How could you?
okay, that cut is a little weird, I will admit, because I think I had to cut her off for something.
You didn't.
And I was like,
Oh my God.
like,
Miss
there's nothing I
Anderson, there was nothing I could have done. No.
no, that was a weird cut. But now Miss Anderson's like, "No, you didn't."
How could you? It's your brother.
Now she's scolding her. Now she is scolding her.
Don't do that. You left him. You left a baby all by himself. He is a helpless child. You can't Miss Anderson, you left him there to die. Miss Anderson.
So, I think I'm trying to pull at your heartstrings. Not really working out too well. Hello? Hello? I think for this one I was trying to pull at the heartstrings. Because, you know, the piano is just like...
You could have tried. You could have at least gone up to his room and tried.
And then she's just
You
complaining.
could have.
Also, that's a weird caption mistake. And also, that's an England police siren. I guess I didn't want to use the basic free one that iMovie gave.
Back. Your parents are probably almost home. I gave them a call and they said they already had to turn around because of the storm.
Once again, this was obviously filmed during the daytime. Yeah, I wonder. I bet that's like, say, oh, I lost my place. It doesn't matter. This was at the same time, so that's why it's kind of pretty dark. And then it's so sad because she's just like, well, your baby brother's dead. And this piano music's just like, oh. But, yeah. And this is right about the time. Oh, I forgot to mention.
I gave them a call and they said they already had to turn around because of the storm.
This right here,
I've at least gone up to a room and
Davis, which is her sister who plays the police officers coming up later.
tried. I couldn't have. You could have.
For this part right here, as the cop car is going by, since he was here all of a sudden, because I think he was either here coming to grab something or he was here for his scene. Probably here for his scene, now that I think about it, because this was filmed during the day and then his scene was at night. So weird how I'm not remembering this thing. It was over a year ago, it's fine. It's over a year ago, that's why I'm not remembering. I think I need a haircut. Anyway, I said, hey, why don't you make yourself useful and pretend to be the cop car? That way they have something to look at to go by. And so he just runs by, and they're both just like,
Let's head back. Your parents are probably
and now he's just behind me. And then there's a blooper that shows that when these two, when Madison and Alex start walking, they split the. Oh my gosh, I'm not that tired. Ugh. They split the pole, and when they split the pole, he literally said they split the pole, and then they turned around like, no, keep walking, because I need to show Mikey's unfortunate ending. And of course, it has to say ending because it's an ending, and he's dead. So yeah. That one, not as proud as I could be of that ending, because it's like, I didn't want to go too heartstringy, or try to go too heartstringy, but I think what's worse was the, when you try to escape out back. That one was just a nightmare, and I don't think I'll go through that. I might go through it in like another live stream, because I think I'm only going to go through all the, if you choose to open the door in the beginning, all of that in this live stream, and then I'll do another one to include ignore it and like maybe the bloopers. I don't know, because it's 2:20 and I'm getting a little tired. I'm getting just a little bit tired, but we're gonna power through. So this is if you decide to check on Mikey this time. And I think I get it, because the first time you choose Mikey to just check on Mikey, either way it ends up killing you. So that's probably why people on this previous choice went with Watch TV instead, when I was trying to make that the hidden ending, lol. Oh. Door didn't open. Door didn't, also that's presents. But door didn't open, so she tried to, and then she forcibly opened it, watch. Yeah, that was a real force. The, door didn't open, so you just had to open it like that, so. Yeah, another scene up in Mikey's room, even though it's literally at the door next to it. Oh, there's the door right there. And there's my fan. I hear the fan again. Okay, and she's like, okay, Mikey's fine, and then power failure. It's that point of the night. Because, oh yeah, oh, this is what I was talking about. So, in the previous choice, that Watch TV, power goes out. You go back to choice and go the other way, again, power goes out. This is where I wanted to talk about it. Power goes out no matter what you do, because that's an event that just happens in the story. That will happen either way. It also happens if you just decide to ignore opening the door altogether. But, yeah. Power outage, it's a thing. Just to back up what I said earlier about writing interactive fiction. I'm backtracking on it. Because I'm a good writer. I'm a good director. And a good explainer. Now here comes... Probably. Let's hold on really quickly. Let me check to make sure that the stream is still good. Okay, cool. Over an hour and a half. Yeah, we're gonna end this here in a minute. Well, what you were about to see. What you were about to see is probably one of the greatest scenes ever in history. Hold on. I'm gonna I just want you to see. I'm just gonna want you to see why this is the, so I'm gonna turn off me. I'm gonna turn off my audio, and I just want you to watch this scene. Just watch it. Yes. She sets the baby down on the counter. She just takes little Mikey. The other video says, oh, it's not here in these things. But the other one says check on Mike because I know I'm going on a little tangent, but in the script, the baby brother's name was always going to be Mikey. But the way I spelled it in the script was Mike. M-I-K-E. I spelled it M-I-K-E, and I said, no, his name is Mikey. It's what it says in the script. Oh, yeah, you're right. It says Mike. So that was just like a little running joke that we had throughout the whole thing. And to honor that joke, I guess really quickly we can go back. This one says check on Mikey. This one says check on Mikey as in Mikey. But if you go back 2 choices and you go back to open the door, you see that this video right here, check on Mikey here, it says check on Mike. This one says check on Mike. And some people, I'm surprised nobody commented about this, like there was 0 comments, but just say check on Mike. And I'm surprised. Nope, that's people were thinking, I guess people probably thought that's a mistake. Nope, that's intentional. That is check on Mike. 1, because it separates the 2 clips, because it says if you click play. Oh, come on. Oh, don't pull this on me. Come on. But you can see it says check on Mikey. That grayed in area says check on Mikey, even though the video says check on Mike. And that's intentional because of that stupid error I made in the script. That was intentional. So that's just a thing. So anyway, back to the greatest scene. She just sets poor old Mikey, whatever her name is. She just goes ahead and she's honestly babysitter of the year right here. Best big sister of the year, because she's like, power just went out and plop, he's just sitting on the counter. Comes in, there's the night light. You can actually get a better, yeah. One take wonder right here. No, or one shot. She just turns on the light, and you'll notice again, yeah, if you can kind of see it, she's holding 2. Because she's got one, can't use my finger right. She's got one flashlight right here, and then one shining up to give that sort of illusion. And then we have 3 altogether, I think, maybe even 4, and there's 1 up here. Yeah, no, you just can't see that period up there to create sort of like a moonlight effect. But this one's soon seen 940 minutes. Cool. And then, oh, there I am. I'm right there. And then she looks down, and she's like, oh, she does a double take because creepy man suddenly just appearing, and he's got a meat cleaver, or a butcher knife. I'm gonna call it a meat cleaver because that sounds more menacing. And then this one was, my mom was a little confused because she didn't fully get the choice part yet. So I just said, hey mom, can you come film us staring at each other for 20 seconds? She said, okay. And so yeah. Oh, you can't really, here, hold on, let me go to this one. Yeah. This is just me staring at her, and like in a real situation, obviously she would like make a decision quick. But since this is a horror movie and this is a time for another choice, you can either run for the gun or grab the knife. Now, without going to this video, actually, no. I'm just going to keep my mouth shut about that one, because this one took us an hour to film. Okay? And that's a little bit of a clue at what I said at the start of this live stream. But this took an hour in film, and honoring what we did in the premiere, we're just going to skip right past it. And we're going to go to the grab a knife route. And now this one, this music is not me. I don't think it is copyrighted, but this is the Slender Man music. Slender Man, the 8 Pages song. This is after you find the first 2 pages. Hi-hat was me. It's just a hi-hat to go over the... So yeah, that's her going for a knife, and then classic me for my humor and to make it spooky. Now I'm not there, and that's just... Now this is page 3 and page 4 theme, adding that extra bit of elements there. I don't know. I just thought that the Slenderman music would go great here.
I could escape out the back door with Mikey.
Picks her up, and then holds the knife dangerously close to the child. And then this shot right here, that's the seasick shot, that's what we called it. I think I'm having like an argument about Alex saying, "Get out of my way! I'm trying to act like a frantic you!" And she's like, "You're doing it all wrong! What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Move! Grab my..." Oh, I wonder if Mikey makes an appearance. Oh. Okay, hold on. Where's Mikey? Come on, Mikey. Wait, is he on the table? Yeah, no, I think that's him. I think that's the blanket right there. Oh shoot. Is he there earlier? Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Is that Mikey? No, that might be the script. Sometimes the script just randomly appears in the movie. Like, there's just times where just things that were supposed to be off screen were on there. Some of them were intentional, and some of them were not. It's your job to figure out whether it was intentional or not. No, I'm just kidding. Again, my humor is very, very weird, and since I really just wanted to go for a more horror route, I tried not to include that much humor now. Now, this one is where YouTube timestamps really threw people off, because if you're looking at this and you see Escape Out Back or Look for the Intruder, number 1, looking for the intruder. That seems like a great idea. I'm going to look for the man that just disappeared and see if I can get him back. Great idea. Rather than trying to escape out back. And this one looks heroic, while this one looks like Black Death. That's number 2, is the thumbnails. And number 3, this video is 3 minutes and 17 seconds long, while this one is literally under a minute. Right under a minute. But it's like that trickery where it says it's like, instead of $10, it's $9.99. Instead of 1 minute, it's not even a minute. It's 59 seconds. So, alright, we're going back up. So, looking at that, you're thinking, oh yeah, this is where you die in 30 seconds and then it shows the death screen, while this one is a heroic ending. And while this one is an ending, it's not heroic. So people would be like, oh yeah, Escape Out Back. That's the clear thing to do. And then I sort of didn't really steal, but I was inspired from A Quiet Place, because there's a scene where Emily Blunt steps on a nail that was left up, and right here I tried to do the same thing. And have her step on a nail. Oh no, that's just to create some tension and have her fall. And the first time I did this shot right, not the one that's about to show, but the first time I did the shot right here, if it loads, I'm trying to do a lot of things and it's not appreciating. Is the stream even still working? Yeah, it is. Okay, we're back. Oh, no, we're not. Oh no. Oh no, things starting to crash. Okay, here we go. Ear rape. I just heard that. But the first time I did that, I actually scared her. Actually really did scare her. And then obviously this is where they, this is a tragic end where they die. And then I just told her to go like that. And then it's the, tragic. Not entirely proud of that, but I think one of the only reasons I made that and made it so long is just so I could throw in this little gag of like, look for intruder, bad sign number 1, thumbnails, greater, hero, dark, another thing, this one's longer, so it must lead to an ending, this one is probably just a death. And so I just wanted to throw that little gag in there. But looking for the intruder is actually better. So now we're going to look for the intruder. This one is a parody of the opening. It's that E sort of thing.
Give away my location. It'll be harder to see, but I have to try.
Smart move. This is sort of a parody of like the opening shot with just the strings that just go, but it's quicker because obviously this was a 59-second take, while the other one was. We're not gonna talk about that, but this one's a lot. This one I did tension. It's a little dark. I wish I had a light. And then, okay, this thing right here. There's supposed to be car headlights behind. You can kind of see it in this little thumbnail right here. There's no driveway. That's not where the driveway is. The driveway's over here. The driveway's way over there. Way off screen. Way over there. There we go for you guys. It's way over there. So, but I wanted a cool shot to look like his police car just came up, and then there's a man here, and then you're just presented with a choice on whether you want to charge him or stand your ground. If you charge him, now this one was not a gag. This one I think I wanted to do because if people went to escape out back first time and realized that that was tragic, they would look at this and be like, once again, that one's 31 seconds, this one's that. This one looks like it'll kill me quicker, but look at this timestamp for this one. And so they were going to try to go for this one. But this one, go watch it. You literally just die. That's it. That's all you do. She just dies. In this one, stand your ground. Probably if people went to that one, they came to this one, you're like, oh, wait, you just got shot either way. But, yeah, this one's only got 60 views. People aren't brave.
Drop your weapon!
Uploaded February 9th. The day before the whole thing premiered.
Please, drop your weapon!
Forgot to check that for the rest of them. I'll
Drop
go back in the
your
next show.
weapon!
And
Officer,
here, let me just show.
Drop your weapon!
That's a good thing.
Officer, allow me to explain. My name is Angela.
Nope. She got shot. Let's come back. So much praise to give to my cousin Davis. Oh my goodness. He absolutely owned the police officer part. Oh my gosh. I couldn't really ask of anything better, especially with all of the friends I have. That sounded worse than it. As soon as I said it, I instantly regretted that. But like, also, just a note. Those are just two flashlights. Those are two of the night lights with their flashlight setting on, just sitting on the little balcony porch out there. But oh my goodness, so much praise to this year. He was like in the ending credits. He's labeled as the live sound effects director, and that's because he actually brought one of his airsoft guns. I think it was an airsoft gun. I don't think it was a real one, but actually it might have been a real one. I don't know. You'll have to ask him. His Instagram or his TikTok is, I think it's it's the Davis Moseley. He's got like a bunch of followers, of course, on TikTok. Where was I going? Oh, so much. He is like me if I didn't take any acting courses, because he hasn't done anything acting related. All he's done acting wise has been in my movies. He's the one that in those movies where we just had this camera set up and we would just be like, hey, what's going on? Hi, I'm here to kill you. Really? Yeah, pow pow. I don't think so. Cow. Like, he's just so good. He's good. Especially for no experience except the stupid stuff. Was all the acting that we ever did together. Like, I've been in so much acting stuff. That's literally just been my life. Has been theater acting, film acting, music. That art stuff is just my life. And for him to like not have that exposure, that much experience, all those like classes, any like summer camps, any auditions for like middle school theater, high school theater, and have none of that, and for him to come in and then just own this police officer part, and oh my god, so much praise. Thank you so much, Davis. Big round of applause. Big smooch is coming your way. Mwah. Driest of smooches. But god, he was so good. And the reason he was, back to the credit thing, I'm all over the place. It's 4:03 a.m. just so that this stream actually saves. So good, so good. The reason he was labeled live sound effects director is because the gunshot sound right here. Hold on, let's play it.
Drop your weapon!
Great.
Officer, allow me to explain. My name is Angela.
That gunshot sound is his actual gun. He didn't fire it at any of us. Okay? He also didn't fire it in the house. Okay? We went outside. He aimed it at the floor, away from all of us. I just hit record on video, and he shot a blank. Nothing came out. There was no ammo in it. He checked multiple times. No ammo. We just went outside. He aimed it at the floor at a diagonal so that if there was a strange thing where something was in there and it actually came out, it would just bounce off into the oblivion. And he just fired it, and we stayed behind him. We just recorded that sound, and we added that sound on top of this. Oh, wait, you didn't hear that. On top of this.
Explain. My name is Angela.
So, we were safe. Any scenes with the knife, my mom or my dad were there, and we used it with extra care. They're thinking about giving me a rubber knife, and that's a great idea. But, just know we were safe. This is sort of a PSA to anybody who thinks that we were unsafe. We were safe. We did everything. Like, even if this was my first big project, safety was totally in mind because we were using that's a real butcher knife. That's a real, like, gun that can be used, like, even if it's like an airsoft gun. So, yeah, just had to throw that in there. Also, this is something that not a lot of people notice because it's pretty dark, but Davis is the one behind the camera on this one. I'm right here. I'm in the shadows, and I come up with my knife. I don't know if you look real closely, you can see the knife.
Explain. My name is Angela.
Right there. Hold on. Let's see if I can.
My name is
Okay, no, that's her ear. Hold on. There, right there. That's the knife. That is the butcher knife right there, coming up behind her. And I didn't swing it. I didn't even raise it up. I just brought it to right here. Angela, like what she said in real life was, "My name is Angela, and I live here." And she said it exactly like that. So there was no need to lift up the knife. The knife just showed up right there, and I cut her off before I even lifted it, before I did anything with it. So again, being safe. And then that ringing is just the ringing of, like, if you just get shot, and we think, oh God, he just shot her for no reason. But it's because that knife thing. Most people don't see that, but that is there. And then that's me with the knife just chilling next to me. And then she's realizing, like, what?
Man, it's okay. There's no need to worry. It's all over.
And then he's got his.
I
That's just a toy police badge that we just put on him.
I don't understand.
And then those again.
It's all over.
Those are just two
I don't.
of those nightlight flashlights, just trying to create a car effect. So proud of that. I love that. It created such a cool light illusion. It just.
In the backyard, and she wasn't gonna call the police until she saw you open the door.
Oh, I didn't have caption of this. I'm an idiot.
And so there was a suspicious man walking around in your backyard, and she wasn't gonna call the police until she saw you open the door. Where are your parents?
So that's an important plot development right there. Is if you chose ignore it and never open the door, the cops never get called. And you would probably know that if you went to ignore it. So by opening the door and by making the supposedly stupid choice in the horror movie, you actually end up getting your neighbor, Mrs. Anderson, who scolds you for some reason in the other ending, ending up to call the police. And that's why this officer is here. Like, that's why there isn't a charge the man, stand your ground choice if you choose to ignore it, because the cops never get called. They only get called after the fact, after your parents come home. But the police, in this one, the police come home before your parents, but the other one they come after because the parents end up calling. Just that little plot confusion, so,
She wasn't gonna
yeah.
call the police until she saw you open the door.
And
Where are
that's
your
another
parents?
plot thing, yeah.
They went to one of their friends' Christmas parties. They left a while ago.
You know, based on the looks outside and the storm,
If you about that.
Have to turn around. Is there any more police officers on the way? They'll be here any time now.
Great acting. Gotta love it. Love it.
Hey, just think about it this way. Any choices, any decisions you made tonight helped you save your family and especially you from an intruder.
Yeah, I guess so.
There's a car right there.
Okay. Who's your call right there? Does what? What are you doing, YouTube? Well, with that, what we did here is, okay, the sound effect
There. Does that look like your parents?
sounds like a big truck. I don't know. I think I was in a rush. Yeah, I was in a rush because this one was uploaded again February 9th. I think I was kind of in a rush and I just decided to find a random free car sound. This might have been one of the last scenes. I mean, it wasn't filmed on February 9th, obviously, but I mean, one of our last scenes was just me and Alex. Might have been the one we went insane, but that doesn't matter. But this was one of the last scenes, and I think I was in a rush, and so I just found a random car sound effect, and I didn't really preview it until premiere night, and I was like, oh, this doesn't sound like the type of car that they left in, because they left in a nice small blue Lexus. That's not the sound the blue Lexus made. So that's the only problem I have. But what I'm holding the camera on Avis, and I say action, and when I do that, Alex is outside with the two lights, and she just runs by the window, having the lights face Davis, and Davis looks outside like it's a car, and it creates the effect that they're pulling in.
There's a car right there. Does that look like your parents?
And it looks good! I mean, not to pat myself on the back, but I mean, hold on. I mean, that looks like a car.
Car right there. Does that look like your parents?
Yep, that's them.
I guess we should go explain the situation to them. Come on.
They go and explain the situation.
Watch out.
Watch out for the body, yeah. Glad he threw that in. I don't think I told him to, he just said that. And then, oh, the cars. And then I realized that they were going to have to open the door, and since, okay, so this is a bit of cinematography, but since I knew that they were going to have to leave the door open, because this is the open door good ending, this is the good ending if you open the door. Right. So I thought the ending would have the open one. And if you ignore it, there's a good ending over there called the closed door ending. And that one ends, of course, right here, but with the door closed. Now, since I knew in advance that they were going to have to leave the door open, this right here was going to become very obvious that it was fake. So I just did a little transition to a take with them. I did a take of them walking to the door with the lights on, and then I did one walking to the door with it off, and I just did a transition to where like the lights were turning off automatically. And then they went outside. Could have added snow, but I didn't. And then they left the door opening. There's no snow. And then see, there's the railing that the two lights were sitting on. They were just chilling right there, coming in like it was real. It was really cool. Had some cars going by, and then the open door good ending. And the cinematography for this one is that the door is open, because she opened the door in the very beginning instead of leaving it closed. So, yeah. I think I'm gonna halt right there for today, because it's pretty late. So I think I'll turn this down pretty low and let this go. So, big preach to all of these. Yep, we got to see everybody in this cast right here. Crew, yep, directed, edited, everything. Executive producer Stephani Moseley, because she's my mom. And she was only on the camera for the mom scene, and she said, I don't want anything else. And it was, she was really my editor to make sure everything was up. And I just had to remove her last name or Alex's last name. I'm just jumping from everything because I'm just reading the credits, and it's late. Light designer, light operators to operate the different types of lights. Kind of like a thing. Sound design, and see, there it is. Live sound effects director Davis because of that. Door slammer. That is my grandfather right there. Not the one who did Weatherhead Bradley. But this is, He's so funny. I think I want to have like a joke right here at the very end. And then the Uber drivers are obviously because we couldn't drive ourselves. Alex still can't. So I decided to say Uber drivers were our parents because they were transporting us back and forth. But now that I can, I don't know if this joke will stay. But yeah, I just like to put little jokes in the thing. Like, I like to have little jokes in the credits. I mean, this is not going to like big screen where it has to have real credits done. So yeah, Door Slammer, there's one part where Angela gets forced into the basement and the door slams behind her. That's just my grandfather laying on the floor. I cannot believe he did this. I still cannot believe he did this. He laid down on the floor and he just went shoop and closed the door behind us. And it looks so good, but once you realize how it's done, it's so funny. It's so funny. But, yeah, that's why Door Slammer is here. I don't know if we got to that today. I think that's in the ending that we skipped. Not really an ending. I really only needed to get to the 3 major endings, which were Mikey's unfortunate ending, Dying Together ending. Those are the 2 bad ones in this one. Because in each one, there's 6 total endings. There's 2 good endings, 2 bad endings where Angela survives, and 2 bad endings where Angela dies as well as others. And there's one of each for each one. So there's the open door good ending. The Dying Together ending is the bad ending where Angela dies as well. And Mikey's unfortunate ending is the bad ending where she also lives. Now the other 3 are in the other one, and we'll probably do that in another live stream, but for some reason we don't get to that one because that one is not as complicated as the open door. I want to go ahead and say now that this movie right here, The Knocking, was an absolute joy to make. It was an absolute joy. I mean, it was kind of hard because I spent like an entire summer, not like all in all, HBS Studios. Subscribe. You gotta subscribe. Make sure to subscribe and hit that bell. But yes, The Knocking, it was a joy. It was so much fun to create. I absolutely. It was obviously a new experience because I never really done a movie with other people that involved like real planning. This was my first script. So obviously I was going to base it off of something, but still. Not only was my first script an interactive movie, but like this first script, this is a great movie. I mean, not to pat myself on the back again, but like, this is a good movie. I'm proud of this movie. I'm very proud of this movie. I'm so glad that I did this. So glad that we did this. Thank you to, here, hold on, let's pull this back. Let's pull this back up right here. So thankful for all of these people. Thank you to Alex. Oh my gosh. Thanks for Alex for being the lead. For being in absolutely every scene she's in. And she's the only one that's not in our family. I mean, I know his last name is Bradley, but that's just because he has a different last name. All his people are in my family, but she's not. And yet she was the one who had to come over every single time and be in every other scenes. And I'm just so thankful that her mom drove her over all those times. And I mean, we came and picked her up, obviously. But I'm just so thankful that she did that. And it took forever because what most films do is they have it to where they have like a full like weeks, like a week or like 2 weeks or like a month or like 3 months dedicated filming day after day after day after day after day for Monday through Friday. We were just up in the air. We could only film when we could film. There was a moment here where we could film, and then the next day we talked about, hey, could we film tonight? And they're like, no, next time would have to be next Thursday. And we're like, oh, okay, cool, we'll wait and just then. And I guess that also allowed me because that allowed us to get it done quicker in a way because our last day of filming was, I don't know, here, hold on, my channel and see when I uploaded that live stream saying, hey, guess what? We finished filming. Let's see if I can pull that up. live streams. Where is it? Where is it? 1 year ago. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see what day this was streamed. February 7th. Hold on. Yeah, this is the... Hey, guess what? February 7th. February 7th. So, yeah. We finished filming 3 days before the entire movie came out. And the reason is because I was editing the movie as we were filming it. Like, we finished this one day, and then I edited everything that we did on that day, or I edited all that I could for that day. And then we went to, I'm going to close this because I don't need to show anything else, I don't think. And then we did another day, and I edited everything on that day, and we just got a bunch of things done. I uploaded it whenever we could. There was one video that we saw today that was uploaded January 22nd, when the real film came out February 10th. So, I don't know. It was definitely a learning experience, but thank you to all the people. Oh, that's what I wanted to look up, but I know it off the top of my head. Thank you to my mom and dad for playing mom and dad. Thank you to my cousins, both Davis and Madison, because Davis for playing the police officer, doing an amazing job. Madison for playing the pesky neighbor, and doing great for her first acting experience ever. And I was a horrible director for her. I gave her 10 minutes to learn the entire scene. That's bad on my part. I will never make that mistake again. But props to them. Props to Alex, obviously, for being the lead. Thank you to my grandfather for doing the news skits for it. Just all these people, and I'm just like, thanks to Jennifer, which is Alex's mom, for driving her on those days. Thank you to my grandfather, Bob, for slamming the door in one of those scenes and being the on-sign critic. But, gosh, I cannot believe it's been over a year. God, time really does fly, and ignore my fan. It's just, it's having a day. But, thank you to all the people that, were there when it premiered, because I had gone around, because we were still in school, and I was going around like, guys, on I think it was Sunday, go to my YouTube, because I'm uploading my first ever film, guys. And they all did. They were all commenting like, ooh, this is spooky. Oh, this is good. And they did it. It got like 160 views in the first day. I couldn't even fathom that. Because at the time, I was at like 50-something subscribers. And like, that was like for being on YouTube since like 2015 or actually 2012. And just uploading random stuff. And it was just so cool. And then the next day, or for that entire week, like, whenever I was just with my friends, like, they would talk, and they would be like, dude, that was so cool, I got this ending first, and I went to go do this thing, and it was so cool how you did this, and, like, this was super cool. At one lunch period, I got one of my friends to actually play through it, put her headphones in, and she, like, did the movie, and, like, we were just talking at lunch, and suddenly she would just be down, and then, like, she had her phone, and she would just go, because she would come to one of the few, I had like a few jump scares, because this was, I didn't want to go for a bunch of jump scares for some reason, even though jump scares were funny. I didn't go for that many in this one, but like when there were jump scares, they were pretty good. Again, patting myself in the back. I'm an egotistical maniac, it's fine. And also, it's almost 3 a.m., I'm getting a little crazy. Yeah, that was so cool, and I can't wait to do another one of those interactive things. I'm working on one now. Just finished filming on it. It's in the editing stages. And I'm also in pre-production for another project. I'm just going project after project after project because we haven't been able to do anything. So, but yeah, that was just, the knocking was so much fun. It was also a big learning experience. I've learned from my mistakes. I'm getting better because now I actually have Premiere. And let me remind you, that whole film, everything you just saw, was edited in iMovie, which is the free version that Apple gives to all of its customers. Sorry, just also making that very aware, but I think I'm going to end it off here because I am actually getting pretty tired and I think I do need to go to bed. But, thank you to everyone who supported me. Thank you everyone who was in it, because I know that me and Alex were literally the only ones who were in a theater class and who actually did acting as like a passion. Everyone else did not. And I just thank everyone. I really thank my family because they were there through thick and thin. They supported when I did the project. Thank you to my mom and my dad. I feel like I'm getting an Oscar speech. Where's the music? Come on, get the music playing. But really, this was really cool. This is literally my first short. This is my first film. This is the first film I ever put on this channel, unless you count me live streaming my dog as a film. But this was my first film, and out of all things, my first film was an interactive one. That was so hard. We had days where we were like, no, you have this because you've already done this. No, I haven't done this. And oh, there's the gun. That's my cue. So yeah, I may do another live stream going down the other pathway and seeing all of those endings and all those choices and explaining it. But for now, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Thank you. And in case you haven't figured out, the reason this stream is because I don't have any space on my computer to make this a video. So I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe for more daily no, it's not daily uploads. Make sure to subscribe so that okay, listen. You liking my stuff and you subscribing, because I only have 65 subscribers. So, like, if I get a new subscriber, I'm gonna notice. Like, compared to big YouTubers, obviously, like, when they get 1,000 subscribers, it's like, whoa, I'm noticing that. Or 1,000,000, they're like, oh yeah, time for a milestone. But, like, I get excited when I get a notification that one person has either subscribed or commented. Comment stuff. Give me criticisms. Give me ways I can improve. I mean, of course, boost my ego and tell me I did a great job. But, like, if you have ways that I can do better, tell me. I'm making this stuff because I love to, and so that you guys can watch it, so you guys can enjoy it. So go into the comment section. Give me some criticisms on stuff. I've already had somebody do that when I released my short film Outside, and I'm taking that stuff into account, and it's so nice because he's like, you did a great job and you want to hear some criticism, got some. I'm like, hell yes. Hell yes. If you got stuff on ways that I can improve, of course. Please, that's the only way I'm going to get better is if I hear your feedback. So subscribe, like the video, comment down below stuff. Comment anything. I don't care what you comment, as long as it's not spam or first. I swear to God, I'm going to see first and then colon, get here for 10% off on something. But, thank you. That's all I can really say. I can say thank you to the people, to the now reaching, actually, let's check real quick before we go, because I know I added 1 view. I definitely added 1 view. So, just so that I don't hate myself for ending the stream and then going to look and see that it actually does have quite a few. Oh, well, my internet is going down. Oh boy. But yeah, it's tired. I'm just rambling at this point. I really am just rambling. On the actual video thing, the view thing doesn't update for so long, so I have to go into Studio to see the real views. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, look. 996, guys. We're 4 more away. Real-time activity. Why is there anything? Yep, that was me. And look, okay, oh yeah, you can't see. But look, this is channel statistics. I don't think I'm showing any personal info. No, I'm not. But like, this is just to show that I haven't watched this at all in the past 48 hours. But look, there are still people watching it today. Like, in the past 48 hours, there have been 6 new watches. That's so weird to think about. Like, it's been over a year and people are still Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end this here. But, thank you again. I hope this is cool. I'm not going to explain because I'm explaining everything. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream, even though it's clearly a video and nobody really can watch the stream live. Yeah, so cool, so cool. I'm probably do a part 2, probably maybe either tomorrow or on Sunday, or maybe next week, or maybe in the next month, maybe even the next year. Who knows when I'll do a part 2 if I do a part 2. But right now I'm just really tired and I'm going to go to bed. So yeah, I hope that this was cool. Obviously, I was not copying, but because there's nothing on the internet that's original anymore. Don't know why I said that. This is totally original, based off of Mr. Nightmare. But yeah, Markiplier, he, like, whenever he creates his films and ideas and stuff, he, like, does a live stream where he explains everything and blah blah blah. So I just sort of did the same thing. So whatever. So yeah, this was just me rambling a few things. I'll put that timestamp for big ramble at the end. But yeah, I'm gonna stop stalling. It's 3:04. We're in the witching hour now, so I better actually go to bed. Did I get you? Did I get you? I probably didn't get you. So yeah, I'm gonna end the stream here. So thank you for watching. If you haven't seen it yet, go rewatch The Knocking. Go give it a shot. Get you prepared for the more interactive stuff that I'm creating. So I am in the works. We have finished filming on a comedy that is, I don't know how it's going to be released, if I'm going to release it and like make a YouTube version, or I'm just going to release the trailer on YouTube and then redirect you to a website that's really good at interactive stuff. I don't fully know how I'm going to do that, but yeah. So go ahead, go rewatch The Knocking. Push us up to 1,000 views. I'm not going to watch it again. I don't want to be the one who just watches it over and over just to get to 1,000 views. I don't want to do that. That's just not what I want to do. So I'm not going to go watch it. You go watch it. You go watch it. Hopefully this 2-hour, 20-minute stream audio was okay. And hopefully it saves. Please save. So anyway, that's okay. Officially end. No more talking.